Hi everyone, we're going to wrap up a few more details and then we're going to be done for this chapter. So the first one is basic dimensions. Okay, now basic dimensions are theoretically exact dimension values to which we'll see no tolerance. There will never be a plus or minus inside of this. Now, you know they're there because they're going to either have a rectangle or you're going to see a note, as in all dimensions are basic, or all untolerance dimensions are basic. Now, why would you do this? Like, where's my plus or minus? Don't I need that? You don't. If you have a basic dimension, then the tolerance will be shown in a feature control frame or some sort of note. Okay? It's not directly applied to the dimension value. You'll see this with a lot of times with position tolerances, where the location of a hole will be specified with basic dimensions, saying this is where the theoretically true perfect center of this hole would be, and then the position tolerance that allows it to move around would be from a feature control frame. Okay, now let's talk about some past practices. These are evil, just ignore them. I'm kidding. You can't ignore them, but in 2009 and earlier, there was something called the concentricity symbol. It was a massive pain, and it was very, very, very rarely used. But it was just saying, well, how concentric are these two objects? We have other symbols that do more or less the same thing and are much better at it. There's also the symmetry symbol, saying, well, if I split this in a plane, half is going to have one side and half is going to be another. If I have a hole over here, it's going to have the exact same symmetry over here. Neither of those are in use anymore. They're not part of our current 2018 standard. Not part of the standard. So because of that, you are not going to use these. However, you may occasionally see them in older part documents because they were the standard. So when you're looking at part documents, you have to make sure that you understand what standard they're built towards so that you can understand what the symbol is actually saying. Because somebody who uses this symbol in 1982 did not mean the same thing as we mean when we use it now. This is now the position symbol. That was the symmetry symbol. Also, it's no longer even allowed for us to say, okay, let's use a symbol to say, well, this is regardless of feature size. Like in our feature control frame, we can have this, we have a tolerance value, and we can say, it's just default is saying that, if I don't say anything, you're attaching it to the surface. You're just pushing it as close as you can to the surface, and you just hold it in place. Before, though, we had to use the symbol, and then it was allowed to use the symbol, but you didn't have to, and then no longer to be allowed in 2009. So if you see that circle with an S in it, that's an old part document, or the person really hasn't updated their skills in a long time. Either way, it should make you pause and think, maybe I should go talk to this person to make sure that everything is up to date. So, other things here is the change for our feature control frame. How we had, at one point, had our datum references in front of our tolerance value. We had the diameter symbol, instead of diameter symbol, it was actually written out as dia. We made a symbol for it because we want to get rid of words, we want to get rid of notes. As we keep on moving forward, well, we change things again and again. We began to allow material condition modifiers on our datums. We began to assume that the RFS modifier was there, but we're not going to ever put it. And so we keep on moving further and further down the line. So now you're here. Now you're in the 2018 standard, and that's what you're going to be studying for this semester. So be very careful, because sometimes I might throw a picture at you that's from an earlier standard just to see if you're on your toes. I won't do it too often if I do it, but just be on the lookout for it. So that is it. That's the end of chapter 2. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed these videos, and even if you didn't, I hope you learned something. So I'll see you all soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.